during the Q&A with Ian Hazakassis, they talked about that the PvP rewards are in a place that they like. And they said that before they can really start to serve the community better, they need to grow the community. And holy shit.
That I said when Jamie told me was said was, does he even play PvP in this game?
The WoW PvP
I don't know how you can think the rewards are in a good spot because they're not. Like it really
sucks, dude. It's abysmal.
It's nice. Like there's obviously the exclusive factor because that's one of the few things that you can still get in the game that's like an exclusive thing that once it's gone, it's gone. But other than that, it's like that's the only thing it's really got going for it and the only motivation for people to deal with the frustration. And mind you guys, for the first time ever last season, I actually got my Demon Hunter to 1800 to get full Demon Hunter set because I thought the Demon Hunter set was so cool. I liked the Charhound effect, especially the red one. So I did the thing and did the PvP and showed my PvP-ness to everybody and got to 1800, not even over like a course of weeks. I did it in 2 days because I wanted the set that badly and the season was ending. And if I have any little bit of advice to anybody, don't wait until the weekend before everything is going to end and be gone forever because everybody else has the same thought and the same idea and you get some pretty rough groups.
Oh, dude, some dog shit.
I spent 2 days straight to grind that out and get to 1800 and I was exhausted and it was not enjoyable. Like the reward at the end really put in effort and like that's still my transmog on my Demon Hunter because I'm proud of it and it was such a pain in the ass to get. Like there is that side of it, but at the same time it was such a grind and so frustrating too when you get into bad groups. In the battlegrounds, you're with 8 people, including yourself, and you could be the best player in the world, but if you get a group of people that just downright suck, like your score is the one that takes a hit, and you start like if you consistently keep losing, then you start getting grouped with other people that consistently are losing. So it's like, you don't want to get stuck there, but it's a bit of a wild factor. So that keeping in mind, there's other than the one exclusive set that you can get if the full set of, and you don't get the helmet and shoulders of the set until you hit 1800. And then of course there's the gladiator mounts, which are always cool as hell. Like those are neat. And I think those should still, like, I still think those rewards should be the rewards that they are for what they are, but I think they need to add more to, like, there's not really any toys, there's not any pets, there's like a couple achievements you can do that I think are just gonna keep going with each new expansion, like the crystal, the deep home crystal or whatever for home decor. I don't think they added any new decor this season or this expansion. So it's like it feels like there's not a lot of thought put into it or things to keep you motivated to continue with that grind that comes along with
right, because
trying to get your rating up in PvP.
Because you go from 0 to 1800, right? You were only collecting piece by piece. And I think it's like 1,000, you get your first piece, 1,200, you get first, 15, 17, I think, and then 18. I can't remember exactly, but like the reward structure feels like shit because you're just getting these small transmog pieces, but then you go over and say, look at something like Mythic Plus, right? Mythic Plus has 4 mounts now. You got 4 mounts over in Mythic Plus.
Well, that's the thing too, is compared to the rewards you get from other areas of the game, it feels like nothing. And it's a lot like the PvP, especially the rated PvP, is a lot more challenging than running a Mythic 10. Like, let's be honest. And even raiding now, like definitely the Mythic raids are still pretty tricky. And I do think they need to find a way for Mythic Raiders to, and I think there's going to be a few changes coming to make it a bit more worthwhile for the people who actually do Mythic raiding so that they still feel like they get a cut above everybody else who's just upgrading their gear to get the same appearance. But I think really, and it is sad to hear Ian saying that he thinks it's fine where it's at with PvP rewards because it's not. And I think if they were to actually ask the community, that would be the general consensus of everybody who actually does PvP in the game is that the rewards just really aren't great. And on top of that too, like you get the mounts and the mounts are, like I said, they're always cool, but they're so exclusive. Like I think, there's the one that's like,
the ground mount that you get?
Yes.
So
no, there's 3. Is there 3 mounts that you get?
There's 2. So you just have the seasonal ground mount that it's come from If you have over 1,000 rating, I believe every match that you win adds like 2% towards getting that. So it's a bit of a grind to get that one, which the exclusivity is cool, right? I think the exclusivity of that is fine, but it's that there's no incremental rewards to keep like mid-core players. And Ian was saying that
there's not really like, they need to figure out their currency for PvP and actually have a few different options for people to choose to spend their currency on other than like items like gear. You don't have any cosmetic items really to spend your PvP currency on. So it's like, and I'm thinking too, like the bloody tokens that you get, it's like once you buy all that stuff, you keep getting the bloody tokens and there's nothing to do with them. And it would be nice to be able to not just feel like you're sitting on a whole bunch of currency that you can't use because you've already spent it all, or you outgrew all the gear that you could buy with it. And then, like, I would like to have some mounts or pets or toys or whatever that you can use PvP currency to purchase. And like, I think that's part of it too, is you get the conquest and the honor, which is the stuff you use to buy your PvP gear. But I think what would make it a little bit better is, even though you lose a match, it would be nice if you still got some currency to put towards cosmetic items that you wanted to purchase that are PvP exclusive.
right. I think that's the quit moment for a lot of mid-core players, right? Because Ian was saying that they can't put a lot into PvP community because they need to grow it first. And their idea of growing it was adding
But you can't
the
grow
AI
it because people don't want to play it because there's no reason to play it.
They add the AI battleground and the AI solo shuffle
And the
thing
AI
that's coming or
battleground
whatever.
is a joke.
Right. Like it doesn't teach you. So like you're not giving an on-ramp for players who may be interested in getting better. Right. Because I saw a set the same season as Anie. This is the first season I ever decided, oh, I'm going to go and try to get my elite set or whatever, and not get 2375. First time ever doing it. This is dope. I'm trying to do it now, and I'm getting pissed because I got in so many bad groups. I feel like my warrior's bricked and I haven't gone back to touch it. And the reason being is because I'm like, dude, the thing that I care about might take more effort than I give a shit to put into. But if you were to add other incremental things or other things for me to keep doing, right? Because like I look at my numbers like, great, I had another loss. I didn't add that 2% to the bar. This feels like shit. And I think I'm not competitive enough to be like, okay, this is worth banging my head and slamming my head against to try to get this. So I'm thinking like it pushes out your mid-core players that don't have that level. And also those are your feeder players.
Need to remember too, they need to remember, if they want to grow the PvP fan base, they need to remember that this game is mostly played by people who have jobs now. So,
but like, that's the thing, is that mid-core players are going to be the feeders in your rated battlegrounds or your rated content, right? Like you need to have those little fish that occasionally it just feels good to stomp. Like everyone knows there are time in PvP where you just fuck someone up and you're like, that was awesome. I felt so good doing it. But you don't want to make it so every time that dude gets fucked up, he loses rating every single time, or he gets nothing out of doing 30 minutes of that content. And because we're not talking about people who are going to push past the suck. We're talking about people who are going to, they dip their feet into it. They're like, hey, this is cool because of the way that MMR works. You shoot up really fast and all of a sudden, like, I'm bricked at 1500. Nothing feels good. I hate this game mode. I'm done. What do you have to look at those players in those quit moments, and what can you do to change to make sure you don't lose the little fish that are going to feed the bigger fish? And how do you make it so that little fish don't feel like they're just being constantly getting the shit beat out of them? But I do think it is a backwards way to think. To serve your player base, you need to grow the player base first, because the longer that you leave them unserviced, the longer and longer it's going to take. You're basically going to see that die.